Lumos. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Shell Cottage Radio. I'm your host and secret keeper, Ezra, a.k.a. Bill, also known as Sir Ezra the Watchful, History of Magic Professor, the Flannel Wizard, obviously. Yours truly, me. Please welcome your lovely design witch, the fascination of this year, Tri-Wizard Champion herself, and my wonderful co-host and yours, Lottie, a.k.a. Fleur.
Hallo und einen wunderschönen guten Tag. It's so good to have you back in our beautiful, big little cottage on the outskirts of Tinworth. Kommt rein und macht's euch gemütlich. Welcome to episode 111, in which we discuss Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This week we'll talk about chapter 28, The Madness of Mr. Crouch. We'll give you a quick life update with our homemade cottage ketchup, feed our brains with important trivia knowledge, and then dive head on into our chapter summary audio experience. And we're not the only ones who offer an audio experience anymore.
No, we are not. Let's go. Some actual breaking news, if you will. It just released the audio...
Full cast audio drama of Sorceress / Philosopher's Stone. And this is like a childhood dream come true for me. I know, I don't know. It's like I've listened to the book and read it 1,000 times probably, especially Sorcerer's Stone, the first one. But the audio drama is such a new, cool experience. It's everything I wanted. I think they did such an amazing job. And I think this is what we kind of strive for when we do our chapter. But obviously we don't have a huge team and all the resources they do. But yeah, this is cool. So amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool because, again, we just our chapter summaries, I think it's still neat because we're going to be posting those over on the YouTube channel, and then you guys have heard them here. I think we dropped Sorcerer's Stone over on our Patreon where we had the full audio version of that, all the summaries together. I think we'll do that again for, we have to get Chamber and Prisoner, but we have them all done and they're ready to go. But yeah, they're really cool. And this, I was listening to the audio drama, right, the full cast. It was really good. It was really good. There were times where I was wondering, is it the whole book? Because I'm going back, I'm like, is it every little line?
I think so. I think maybe they leave out little things like Hagrid said, right? Because you know through the voice who said it, so you don't have to have that information in there. So I think they leave those little things out.
Okay, yeah.
We have to compare, how long is the Sorcerer's Stone audiobook versus... the regular.
Yeah, well, they do take their time in terms of they have moments where there's some space for walking or a little bit of traveling, here and there.
Right.
Which is cool. It really feels like, or you can hear as the narrator is talking about them going down to Hagrid's, you can hear the voice actors in the back sort of talking come on, blah, blah, and they're you can hear their feet running down the stone path or whatever, which is really cool. Yeah, it's an all around really good, experience.
Both are about 8 hours, so it is the whole book. Mm-hmm. And I know some people have said it is distracting if you hear the narrator's voice so often. I don't think so at all, because I think it's not written for an audio drama, so it would be kind of difficult if you leave out the narrator too much.
Yeah,
I think
for
it's wonderfully done. And with the soundscapes, even in the background, if you hear the narrator say... they all giggled, right? Then you hear the giggles in the background.
Yeah.
But it's just in the background. It's not like you pause and have them giggle and then move on, but it's just while they narrate, you just hear it in the background. So it's just that immersive and yeah.
I'd say for the most part, it's a third person limited sort of POV, and you have even the narrator will be speaking about Harry's thoughts.
Yeah.
A lot of times Harry's thoughts, and so that's definitely. You got to have those because, and it makes you realize how often that's happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, wait, that's Harry, but this is the narrator. And when Harry speaks, the voice actor steps in and says X, Y, Z. So yeah, it's been really cool. And your brother told us that this is releasing, they're doing one a month. Is that true?
Oh, actually, my brother's name is Max too. That was Max from Paragraphs.
My bad.
I talked to him in the bookstore about it. Yeah, he said they'll release one every month almost, or by May they're supposed to be out. All of them.
Well, Max for sure would not. Max from Paragraphs. Shout out to him. He for sure. I was like, hey, I was impressed that your brother, knew that.
No.
But okay, so Max from Paragraphs says that. I mean, yeah, that's really cool. So so next month, then you're saying we'll have Chamber of Secrets.
Yes, and I'm super excited because
Yeah.
we know how much work goes into producing an audio version like that with all the sounds and everything.
Yeah, 10 minutes for us.
Yeah.
We're like, oh god.
Lunch break project, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, again, they have a whole team, they have a whole studio, they have totally different resources. So I bet for them, if you have already all the sounds, like if you have one person just gathering all the sounds and then the recording person is editing just the voices and everything, like that's it speeds up everything. So, and it still feels like, when you feel like, oh, you want the movie version, you want everything. This is like the kind of a good in between because you feel so immersed in it. You still have the movie playing in your head or like a movie. And you get new voices, which is cool. I love Hagrid's voice. And you had one favorite too, right? Which one? You pointed out to me like, oh, this is a great voice too.
Did it?
Which one was it?
I don't remember.
Snape. Oh, Filch. You were like, oh, Filch was great.
Filch was awesome.
It was like the Halloween chapter.
Dude, Filch was scary. I was like, okay. He really got me.
No, actually, it wasn't Halloween. It was when they go for their detention with Hagrid, and he's like, oh, have fun, guys.
Yeah, as he catches them when they're coming down from the astronomy tower, and he's like, "Oh, we are in trouble." And I'm like, "Oh God, oh God." It was so good. And then he was talking about the shackles and hanging them from their wrist. I was like, "Good God." He definitely gets into it. So that voice actor did an amazing job. But yeah, overall, it's really exciting. It really put us in the vibes, and I think as we were getting back into Shell Cottage Radio and stuff, it was really cool to have that going on. Fall was happening. We just finished up with Halloween. So yeah, man, so many really cool things that are happening around Potter. It feels like this is all gearing up, right? There's all this hype and stuff leading into the HBO TV show.
Yeah,
launch.
and I have high hopes that they explore different parts that we don't get in the book from different perspectives, because they have now the chance to give us this multi-perspective view of the books and give us scenes that are not really in the books, that are just left blank. And I hope that they're going to fill some of those gaps.
Well, speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about one of those.
Okay.
If you're cool with it.
Yeah.
So the rumor is, and we'll throw some images up here for people to see this, but the oh gosh, they had some behind the scenes images that were released. Don't know if that was officially released or what have you, but we had Dumbledore walking with his long beard on the beach, and I was like, what? What is he doing out on the beach?
Right, no one would have expected that, especially in Sorcerer's Stone.
No, had no clue what he was doing there. So that was fascinating. He's walking on the beach, and then, okay, it makes sense. There's another little image released in which it's Nicholas Flamel and his wife. And they're all in white, and they're coming to meet Albus Dumbledore, and they're coming to set their affairs in order. They're coming to give him possibly the Philosopher's Stone, and he's going to put that in Gringotts.
So cool.
So cool. So freaking cool.
Yeah.
When was that? I mean, I imagine too, also we're going to see, just like we do in the books and in the movies, we might get like a prologue, an opening episode that is like the end of the Wizarding War. We might get Lily and James, like really cool stuff with Lily and James on the run. We might even get some serious, and you know what I'm saying?
I think, who was it? Somebody talked about how cool would it be if we opened the whole series with Lily and James.
It would be amazing.
Maybe, some scenes with them playing with little Harry, 1-year-old Harry.
That would be, it'd be insane.
Yeah.
So again, the scene that I was describing there with Nicholas Flamel and Dumbledore, obviously I believe that's going to be happening, maybe end of episode 1 or in episode 2 or something. It's going to happen in the beginning of
prior to them getting to Hogwarts.
Yeah, prior to them getting to Hogwarts, and also after some sort of opening prologue where we have the Voldemort's attack on the Potters. And so that would be, and that makes sense because at the time Voldemort's at the height of his power. He doesn't need the Philosopher's Stone, right? We're not worried about it. But once he goes into Vapormort and he becomes this, wispy little soul that's blown away by the wind, he needs a carnal body.
Just needs a leaf blower. That was all you needed.
That's it.
Him.
Yeah, that's all you needed. Yeah, got one over here in the garage now. Just upgraded. It's only battery powered. I still think it could take him down.
Oh, it doesn't work at Hogwarts. That's the problem.
Oh, crap. Right. Yeah. Dang it. Yeah. You're right. Okay. Actually, that's relevant to this chapter. So, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, because the bugging. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Harry tells Ron and about being bugged.
Right.
What's it mean to be bugged? And then Hermione's like, guys, come on. That stuff doesn't work. Okay. But yeah, I think it's going to be really cool to see those extra scenes that they do and how they set that up. Because, yes, it's 10 years of the Harry Potter series. But, boy, I freaking hope that they do something, that they cast some sort of actors. Even if they had to recast, it's not that big of a deal. But to go back and eventually do the Marauders and to branch out and do different things inside of this universe.
Yeah.
Like the TV show HBO verse, if you will.
Doesn't Disney do that with Star Wars? That they have a main series, but they still have side movies and shows coming out at the same time.
Yes.
Right? So they haven't finished the main. Let's say Mandalorian is one of the bigger flagship shows, right?
Yes.
And they still have these Book of Boba Fett and that kind of tie into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So my hope is maybe they're also producing something before they finish the whole book series.
That would be cool.
You know how relevant the Marauders are in the third show, third season. So why not go ahead and do something with that?
Yeah, they could
before they end the whole the series. Yeah.
If they're smart and if they want the money and if they want to please the Potter fandom, that would be, I think, a very good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, just really cool. I mean, I think it's just exciting to have like the audio dramas coming out and having behind the scenes stuff happening there. All around, it just feels like the vibes are back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just feels so good. So
yeah.
And with that, we're back also. It's a little cottage catch up, my friends. How we doing? How you doing? What's going on in our lives over here? By the way, if you check out the video version, I'll go ahead and tell you we are in a new studio, so to speak. This works for us because our son Lucas is inside taking a good nap. I think he's doing okay, right? Is he rolling around? How's he doing?
He's just twitching here.
Okay.
Dreaming.
He's probably hearing us through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Which is not a bad thing, though.
No.
He knows we're nearby.
Yeah, he knows we're nearby. But yeah, you'll see if you look on the video version, it's very bright. When we say Lumos, I wish I could make these like come on as soon as I say Lumos. These bright
that'd
lights.
Be sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of Harry Potter and Star Wars.
Yeah, it would be sick.
And Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, these are the lights of Valinor in Lord of the Rings. So this is our new kind of like setup / studio. So we can step outside in the garage. So it might sound a little bit different to you guys, but we're out here. I've got the lights on the back. I've got Lottie sitting over here. I'm sitting here. It's going to be a little bit weird because Lottie can't really see in StreamYard, so she's going to keep looking over at me like she is doing right now.
You know, I think that's fine because if you see like the big podcasts, Joe Rogan or Sean Ryan, they don't look at the camera. They look at their host.
Right, I know, which is...
Guest.
Their co-host, their guest. I do want to kind of like eventually, so it's a work in progress. We're going to kind of move them around and get the camera situated. Right now, I'm stacked up on 3 12-packs of Diet Coke. So my camera is just stacked like that. So we'll have to figure it out.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But anyways, how you doing? How are things here in Shell Cottage?
Amazing. Honestly, fall, like October, November, Ohio is the place to be. Every time the leaves come down, the foliage is starting to show their beautiful colors. I'm just like, wow, we live in a fairy tale over here because it really gets so beautiful. And right now it's, kind of almost mid-November-ish. So the leaves are really starting to come down, but probably 1 or 2 weeks ago, we went for a drive and it was just so amazing and beautiful. And yeah, Lucas is growing. We're making plans for like next year, traveling, and the house is nice and warm and cozy, and we got a Christmas tree yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna put that up. Yes.
I'm so excited. I've never had a 7.5 foot Christmas tree in my life ever.
Yeah. So my dad got this for us for Christmas, and since we moved into our house, he was like, we need a Christmas tree. He has this huge Christmas tree that we bought, and it's pre-lit. Obviously, I think we're a family. I have never really talked to Lottie about this, but I think we're a family that after October 31st, the Christmas stuff is going to go up.
I think so too.
Like, why not? Why would you wait? Some people are like, no, you got to wait till Thanksgiving.
I want the Christmas tree up for as long as I can. especially when it gets dark so early. It's so nice to light it up at 5 o'clock, and
agreed.
It just gives you that spark of joy and happiness.
Yeah,
it's the little things.
Yeah,
but
yeah, for sure.
How are you, sweetie?
Good, really good. So right now, again, one of the reasons we set the studio up the way that it is, and ever since LEP3, shout out by the way to some of our friends. Shout out to Christine and Arna who we met at LEP3. Lottie was there selling some of her rosy little cheeks creations. My buddy Lane and I from Up Talk and Tolkien, an Unexpected Podcast, we had our first big kind of like event there. We haven't podcasted since then, have we? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So just as a quick update, going back to, this is like September, end of September. Ever since that meeting, we kind of like got this renewed spirit. I mean, Lottie and I are still trying to figure out how to be the best parents we can be for Luke. And also started the school year, running podcasts, setting all of this up. I mean, it was crazy. We've had the house for just now over a year, and I feel like I'm still doing little projects, still trying to get it together. And I feel like we're close. I'm like really close to being like, okay, we're good. So with all of that, and then with all of the stuff that at LAP3, and having a really just, I don't know, there were people that showed up that really loved what Lane and I do for Up Talk and Tolkien. And again, a lot of those people, I'm finding out, I didn't realize this, listen to Shell Cottage Radio. I didn't know that. So there's definitely that. Yeah. Oh God, oh God, what are we going to do?
Ladybug.
That's a stink bug, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's a ladybug. Any other bug would really bother me, but
it's a beetle, guys.
It's a ladybug. It's okay.
Wait a second. Who? What's her name? Rita Skeeter. That's her.
She's listening.
Holy smokes! So we're gonna talk about her this episode. She should have
been a ladybug.
This is the episode where they figure out that she's bugged. That she's a bug.
That's hilarious, and we have a bug right up. On
insane.
A microphone.
Please keep track of that bug and watch it.
Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, just talking about LAP3 and stuff.
Wonderful people we met there.
Wonderful people that we met there, and that they're listening to Shell Cottage Radio. Super encouraging.
Yeah.
Shout out to my buddy Lane, who is clear back on episode 3 of Philosopher's Stone. He's listening to the podcast now, and he's reading to his kids the books, and I think they're excited for the show, and so like they're excited they're growing up right now, and I think Winnie is what is she, 8 years old? Mm-hmm. Or about to be.
Yeah, she's going to be the perfect age.
Yeah, for the
grow up with the show.
Yeah. So I was like, anyways, just really cool stuff. Shout out to my good friend Andrew, who sent me an email and was just super. I don't know. He had hopped off social media. He supported all my projects over the years. He's just a great dude, and he hit me up the other day and just wished me and you well, and congratulations on the house and Lucas and everything. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, really good. It feels really good to finally be like kind of settling down. I think since Lottie and I have met, like it has been go. It has been on the go. We've been constantly traveling, getting married, figuring out everything, and
constantly getting married, like over and over again. Cheesy cow. Yeah, it's been wild. So, but we're finally kind of there. We're kind of like, we feel like we can take a breather and just soak in. Like we did Halloween, and we just sort of, first mic bump, mic bop, here we go. We were out there doing Halloween, and it was really so cool.
It was really cool. We had little babies coming up and little kids coming up, and Lucas was sitting out there just like staring them all down, looking at them, trying to figure out what was going on.
And we had Prisoner playing in the background.
Right, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Obviously the most Halloween-y movie that we have in the Potterverse.
Right. So yeah, just the vibe's been really good, and we felt like, time for us to kind of jump back in here. This is officially North Farthing Studios. So if I ever refer to it as North Farthing Studios, in the again, Up Talk and Tolkien universe, where I podcast with Lane, I need to throw some Harry Potter stuff up here though too, because I want some Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings stuff up here, because this is my sort of garage studio that I've built that I really think is just fun, and it allows me to step outside, get away from. Keep Lukey sleeping, come out here, do some work, tinker, got my TV over there, I can put the movies up, I can then record, I can edit here, and it's great. So I'm loving it. This is what we've been doing for a little bit. It's nothing really hardcore. Like I've been working downstairs too. I still have that little studio where I'm going to be filming some stuff.
Which is also amazing.
Which is awesome. But I needed a place where like Lane and I could come out here and record and not be waking, Lottie and Luke up inside. And so... yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. But yeah, what do you got there?
Just speaking about stuff in the studio, I just want to give a huge shout out to Casey from Firelight Fables, because she sent a whole, I think she has a partnership with you and Lane, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She sent a whole package with different candles. And this one, right now we're sniffing City of Elves.
City of House Elves.
Right. I mean, we have the Lord of the Rings themed or inspired package here. But she said she's going to send over also some Potter inspired candles. She has all kinds of amazing candles. I mean, those are probably the best candles I've ever had. And they're all fantasy themed, so definitely check them out. Firelight Fables. I don't want to...
Yeah, Firelight Fables candle company. I could put a link down below here.
Definitely.
So Firelight Fables is, I think it's just firelightfables.com. And yeah, they've got all sorts of really good things here. If you put in the code Fire It Up, that's the code that Lane and I use for Up Talk and Tolkien. It'll get you 10% off, and it helps us here on the podcast, both me and Lottie and Lane, and it will help her as well. Like, this is just really a cool partnership. And Lane actually was hoarding the candles for a while. I'm gonna call him out. He had the candles for quite some time, and now I just got me like a whole box over here. I've got the Land of Shadow.
Firelightfables.com.
Hallway. What's it say?
Halflings Haven.
Oh, Halflings Haven. Okay, cool.
Isle of the Sea Kings. Okay. Yeah.
Dwarven halls we have inside, and so yeah, they're just really, really fun, and the packaging is great. The branding is phenomenal, and you light one of these and you really do feel kind of like you're, like it takes you to be it Middle Earth, Hogwarts, wherever. She's got all sorts of stuff there. So
yeah, so here's some examples from Potter inspired candles. So there's the Witch's Trolley, Hag's Hut. Let's see. Noble Manor is probably... Wait, it could be. Noble Manor could be Potter inspired.
Could be. Malfoy Manor.
Yeah. City. Oh, he has a whole Lord of the Rings stuff. But yeah, there's like Forbidden Forest.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's all kinds of... You also have like Dragonspire Pass, Dungeon Delve, Frosted Vales, Rustic Tavern. Oh, they all look so amazing. Okay.
Yeah, they're really cool. We'll put a link down in the description of this episode. You guys can click it and go check it out.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
Type in the code Fire It Up and
give her some love on Instagram. Firelight Fables.
Yeah, really cool. So, okay, other things that are kind of going on. I think we're just, again, we're back at it. School's been going kind of crazy. First quarter is over. Ez got hit like a ton of rocks.
That's true.
Ton of rocks hit me, and when we started this school year, again, like getting used to having Luke, and then also trying to do the podcasting stuff, and then also just things with the house. It was honestly, don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. And then I was sick a couple times. So yeah, we actually tried to start back up a couple weeks ago, and I was sick. And then it was this, then it was that, then it was this.
Oh, we had so many things. We tried so many times, but life just got in the way. But we're not giving up. We're here.
Heck no, we're not giving up. We're too excited now. There's too many things going on. So I know we said we weren't going to do this, but just for some of our people that do kind of listen on the regular, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking of like Rika and others who might be listening or want to get back into listening week to week.
Yeah.
Our goal, our absolute intention is to do like a bi-weekly thing. So kind of offset from Up Talk and Tolkien. So when I do Up Talk and Tolkien with my buddy Lane, it's a big podcast. Our Patreon is completely renewed over there, by the way. If you want to get into, we have an Instagram. I know this is like our Harry Potter podcast, but I feel like a lot of people kind of, are in both worlds. And we have just really cool perks over there. Discord, we're doing like a live Discord on every other Friday. I mean, he's coming up here. I'm going down there. We're making these like big events. We're talking about going to Tolkien's graveside. We have the House of Flower, which is this like awesome group chat that we have going on Instagram. Just really cool stuff. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But since we have so much of that going on and that project's really kicking off and going to another level, it's really crazy because Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter stuff is actually starting to really fire back up again.
Yeah.
So we hadn't had really good Lord of the Rings content in a long time, and so we've got like The Hunt for Gollum, another movie that's unnamed. We still have Rings of Power Season 3 coming out, and then here for Harry Potter stuff, we literally have these audio dramas, and then we have the big HBO show coming out. So there's so many cool things happening that we were just like, okay, I got to get these things. I have to be set up to where we can just walk outside like we did now today with Luke, press record, and just go. So just to get stuff out there and to get through the book series and to keep putting good content out, because we love this, dude. We love working on podcast projects, on creative projects. someday Lottie's going to tell you what she's doing in her realm. She's going nuts.
Crocheting, yep.
In the secret, in the shadows. I can't tell you what she's doing yet, I guess, but she's going crazy, and I love it. So, yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. I just wanted to
so all in all, life is great, and we're happy to be back.
There you go. You ever start recording and you just think, like, I'm so excited, I don't even know what to say, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Every time.
Like, that's just how I feel right now. I'm like, there's no caffeine in this coffee, by the way. It's just decaf, so don't know what's happening there. Okay, I think that's all we got there. So let's dive into some of our trivia training, and then we'll get into the main show.
Yeah, so I do have a really cool question on here for you, but I think you just have to make up a question real quick.
Yeah, that's fine, because once we're locked into these seats, we really can't. We really can't move. So I gotta get like rolly chairs or something. We'll invest. I mean,
I could try and
throw it
over there, but it's a card, so
that's a risk.
It's a risk.
So no, you go ahead, and I have one.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say Fleur is still in the lead, 29, and Bill has 27.5 because we did 0.5 points here and there. But are you ready for your question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's a very generous one, but I like it for you.
Okay.
What does Professor Slughorn call Ron and the Three Broomsticks after inviting Harry and Hermione to join him for his supper club?
Wait a second.
There is a couple of different versions of what he calls Ron. What did he say in the Three Broomsticks after?
Is this in the books or is this in the
Oh,
movies?
it's movie verse.
In movies?
So
I mean, that's
this movie.
That's
scene.
probably easier than. Yeah, that's yeah.
No Googling.
No Googling. I'm not going to. Wasn't it Wallenby?
Wow.
Was it Wallenby?
Wallenby.
Wallenby. Good to see you, Wallenby.
Oh,
so ridiculous.
Poor Ron. He didn't get invited. He should have been.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Good job. So, whole point for you.
Okay, got you. Let me think here. I got an easy one for you, just because I had to come up with the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's a softball. It's so easy.
Uh-oh.
What color were the sparks that Harry, Hermione, Neville, and Draco had to light up into the air if they found the unicorn in the Forbidden Forest? This is a long question. In Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, we just listened to that on the audio drama. That's where you
Then I
got
have a follow-up question. Because
there's two different kinds of sparks. If you're in danger, send red sparks. If you found the unicorn, send green sparks. Right?
Okay, very good. Got it. So ding, 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 ding. There's your points. Now, the follow-up question is, what was the incantation? Is that how you say it? Like the incantation, the actual spell that they had to say?
Well, they didn't have one. That's the crazy thing.
Nonverbal magic in book one.
They did nonverbal magic in their first year, basically.
Crazy.
I mean,
I think he probably showed them how to say it, and they're like, Sparky-o, Sparky.
Right.
You know?
Or they just had it in class, and it's clear when Hagrid says send sparks, they know what to do because they learned it in charms or something.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. They just couldn't include it in the audio drama. You just heard the sparks flying.
It's interesting, even in the movie, when you're in the third task and Harry sees like Fleur is kind of in trouble.
Oh yeah, he just goes like,
you know, and you're like, what?
Seems to be one of the easiest things you can do.
Yeah, but like, what's the? Come on, there's verbiage, right? So
you just imagine it happen, and it happened.
Okay, sounds good. I guess sparks are flying, but
yeah.
Anyway, okay. So as we finish up Goblet of Fire, we'll finish up our trivia, and then we're gonna have something fun, different for.
What's the prize for the winner?
I don't know. What do you want?
Oh, you already assuming that I'm gonna win?
Wow.
That's great. Well, we'll talk about that off.
I just try to keep Lottie happy on this podcast. That's all I try to do. You guys don't know. You guys think she's nice and sweet and everything, but you have no idea. She runs a tight ship over here. It's insane. It really is. Yeah, we'll decide. I don't know.
Okay.
Make a fun prize. Chocolate frog?
Okay.
I'm on keto. I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
Oh, that's your excuse.
That's why I'm going to lose.
I can't
have the chocolate frog.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm going to make a comeback. You're going to be surprised.
Okay.
I say from here on out, we make up our own questions.
Oh, you don't want the easy peasy question?
Because otherwise, you're just going to stay ahead of me. They're easy.
No, sometimes... Remember, there are some hard questions.
Yeah, but the odds of them being hard are really, they're really slim. So, anyway, okay, so on to Chapter 28, The Madness of Mr. Crouch. It's Sunday morning and Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide to do as Sirius had suggested yesterday and send a letter to Percy to ask whether he had seen Mr. Crouch in person lately. The three head up to the Owlery and send Hedwig off with the letter. Next stop for the trio is the kitchens to give Dobby the socks they got him at Glad Rags in Hogsmeade. Harry sincerely tells Dobby how thankful he is that he saved his life with the gillyweed in the second task. Meanwhile, Ron happily accepts one eclair after the other that the rest of the house elves eagerly offer them. They take this opportunity and ask the elves to bring some extra food for their friend, which of course is Snuffles, aka Sirius. The elves are in their element and they get to work. One shabby-looking elf, however, sits alone by a fireplace with a bottle of butterbeer, hiccuping and swaying side to side on her stool. It's Winky. As sad as it is to see for the kids, it does give Harry a sudden idea. He walks over to her and he asks if she's heard anything from Mr. Crouch lately since he stopped showing up for the tournament's events. Winky is shocked at this news, and when she hears that her old master might be ill, she gets really upset. She says something about the master needing her not just for housework, but for extremely important and very secret tasks. The loyal house elf is so overwhelmed and intoxicated that she just dozes off to sleep and slides off her stool. The other elves are disgusted by it and they hurry over to hide Winky under a cloth while apologizing sincerely to Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Hermione can't bear it and raises her voice to try and persuade the house elves that they have the right to be emotional, feel their feelings, and get paid and take time off. This completely shifts the energy in the room, and all of a sudden the elves want the kids to leave ASAP. They gently start pushing them out the door, but not without handing them all of the extra food for Sirius. Ron is mad that Hermione had to be so rude, and the two keep fighting and bickering for the rest of the day. Harry is so annoyed at these two that later that night he decides to go back to the Owlery alone to send off the food for Sirius. From the Owlery Tower, he can see Hagrid working in the garden creating a new vegetable patch. He's so busy working the ground he doesn't even care to talk much with Madame Maxine, who stops by to see him. Watching Hagrid work away in the garden calms Harry down, and he stays to silently watch him until it gets dark. At breakfast the next morning, when the outpost arrives, Hermione suddenly receives an enormous amount of blackmail and hate letters. One of the envelopes even contains undiluted bubotuber pus, and it leaves Hermione's hands with painful boils on her skin. The letters turn out to be from Witch Weekly readers who read Rita Skeeter's articles about the supposed love triangle between her, Harry, and Viktor Krum. The burns on Hermione's skin are so bad that she has to miss herbology and go to the hospital wing instead. Harry and Ron go to the greenhouses without her, and they even move on to the next class, Care of Magical Creatures. Hagrid introduces the Gryffindors and Slytherins to Nifflers, and he leads them through a fun lesson with a gold-digging competition as the highlight. Ron's Niffler actually ends up winning, and as a prize, he gets a giant chocolate candy bar from Honeydukes. But despite winning the competition, Ron is upset because Hagrid tells them that the gold they dug up is leprechaun gold, and therefore vanishes after a few hours. Ron didn't know this and can't believe that Harry didn't tell him when he tried to pay him back with leprechaun gold at the Quidditch World Cup. But Harry hadn't even noticed it was gone. Over the next couple of days, Hermione continues to receive hate mail and even howlers. Soon the entire school knows about the supposed love life of Hermione, even if they aren't Witch Weekly readers. She takes it with dignity though, and instead focuses her energy on trying to solve the mystery of how Rita Skeeter seems to be able to overhear very private conversations at Hogwarts even though she is banned from the grounds. Hermione begins researching magical ways of eavesdropping over the next few weeks, which amazes Harry because they are so incredibly busy with homework these days that he can't imagine how Hermione has the extra time to do so. When the Easter holiday arrives, they finally receive an answer from Percy among lots of Easter candy from Mrs. Weasley. Percy's letter sounds rather annoyed. He makes it clear that being questioned not only by ministry officials, but now also by his younger brother and Mr. Crouch's whereabouts is quite irritating. He asks the trio to not bother him again because he's so busy with work. The Easter break comes to an end and the summer term is about to begin. This means that the third and final task of the Triwizard Tournament is drawing closer. One night, Harry and the other champions are sent down to the Quidditch pitch to be informed about the third task. He meets Cedric on the way down to the field, and the two can't believe their eyes when they see the pitch. Hedges are growing in all directions. Ludo Bagman, Fleur, and Krum are already waiting on the field. Bagman excitedly tells them that they're going to have to navigate their way through the maze for the third task, and that they will encounter lots of challenges along the way to find the Triwizard Cup. Whoever reaches it first wins. This gives Harry lots to think about, but just before they leave, Krum pulls Harry aside to have a word with him. He doesn't want to be overheard, so they go for a short walk towards the forest. Then he demands to know if Harry is dating Hermione. Harry is perplexed at the question and almost finds it ridiculous. He assures him that they're only friends and that Rita Skeeter is making it all up. Viktor seems relieved, and for a moment the two engage in a friendly chat. He compliments Harry on his flying skills when they suddenly hear a noise coming from a nearby tree. A very rough-looking Mr. Crouch stumbles towards them. He's muttering nonsense to an imaginary Percy, falls to the ground. His eyes are rolling in his head, and then suddenly snaps out of the madness for a second when Harry calls his name. He begs to see Dumbledore immediately, but he seems to be fighting an inner fight with himself. Harry urges Krum to stay with him for a second so he can go get Professor Dumbledore. Right when Harry wants to leave, Crouch gains a moment of clarity, and he whispers a lot of incoherent bits and pieces that it's all his fault with Bertha and his son, and that the Dark Lord is getting stronger again. Harry darts up the grounds, enters the castle, and runs up the staircase to the headmaster's office. But he can't get the stone gargoyle that's guarding Dumbledore's office to move. Just when he changes his mind and turns up to look elsewhere, the gargoyle moves and Snape emerges. In a panic, Harry tries to explain what is going on, and why he needs to see the headmaster. But of course, Snape doesn't believe a thing he's saying. Then Dumbledore himself steps out of the office, and relieved, Harry explains as fast as he can what he had just witnessed. Dumbledore wants to lose no time, and he asks Harry to lead him right to where he left Mr. Crouch. They rush back to the edge of the forest, only to find that Viktor Krum is unconscious on the ground and there's no sign of Mr. Crouch. Dumbledore takes care of the situation by summoning Hagrid and helping Krum gain consciousness again. Viktor describes how he was attacked by Crouch once Harry was gone. Hagrid and Fang arrive, and Dumbledore sends them to fetch Karkaroff. Then Professor Moody appears, supposedly alerted by Snape. He offers to look for Mr. Crouch in the forest and vanishes into the darkness. And a few minutes later, Hagrid returns with Karkaroff. He immediately accuses Dumbledore of corruption, believing that he told Crouch to stun his champion. Dumbledore, however, remains calm and sends Harry back to the castle with Hagrid, not without arguing Harry to stay at Gryffindor Tower and to refrain from sending any outpost to anyone tonight. Hagrid escorts Harry back to Gryffindor Tower, leaving the mystery of Crouch's disappearance and Viktor's attack to Dumbledore. But of course, Harry goes on to tell Ron and Hermione about what happened as soon as he walks into the common room.
Most important question in this chapter. Have you ever had an eclair?
I had to look up what an eclair was, and they look very yummy.
They are. They're delicious.
Don't know what they are. So it's a pastry made with some dough filled with a cream and topped with a flavored icing, looks like.
Well,
are they
like
hard?
A chocolate. No, they're soft. So inside there is, cream.
Okay.
And the dough is very thin, and then the chocolate, it's a chocolate topping on top.
Okay.
So good. This takes me back to childhood when one of my best friends, Julia, and we would stay at her parents', it's like a little tiny garden shed for the weekend to get out of the city, right? So we would go there on the weekends, hang out, and her parents, on Sunday morning, they would get fresh bread rolls for breakfast, and they would always bring us to eclairs to eat. It was delicious.
That's awesome.
They're so good, yeah. And Ron, obviously, he just, he had tons of them because he's a foodie.
He's a growing boy, all right?
Yeah.
He's a growing young man, and he needs his food. So, which, again, was a bit of the tension point because Hermione almost ruined it for everybody. And
I know.
And I get it. If you just found a secret stash of food and you were just sort of like, okay, we have unlimited eclairs. Mm-hmm. We have access to unlimited eclairs. And and
it makes them happy.
It makes
to bring them to you.
Yeah, it makes him happy. And also, like Ron talks about in this chapter, how he hates being poor. And so, like, this is just free food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's right up his alley. Mm-hmm. And then Hermione almost ruins it all, right? Because she's got a question. Essentially, this is Harry Potter's fault. He actually is the one Ron should be upset with because Harry decides to go do the investigation on Winky, who's clearly drunk from butterbeer, which we know.
Now we know. It does have alcohol in it.
It does. And so I thought it was kind of funny that they said it's got nothing in it really, and then Dobby's like, well, for a house elf, it's kind of a big deal. And I wanted to say for Ez, it'd probably be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're doing keto, 2 drink as is what they call me. 2 drink as, and then like I'm in the ditch. It's bad. But no, it's Harry's fault. Harry goes over to do the investigation, to question her, interview her, and it kind of sets her over the edge, right? Then she learns that like her master, Barty Crouch Senior, is supposedly sick, not doing well. She wants to be there for him
because she knows there's more to it.
She knows the story. She's still holding on to his secrets.
Yeah,
you know, which, yeah,
she would never tell, even in her state right now.
Is it interesting, though? Do you think that is it possible to banish a house elf from your service but also tell them to pretend, they have to listen to your commands, to pretend like he actually banished her, but truly he keeps her allegiance just by making it, look like he sent her away, but she's still really his house elf.
Okay,
but she has to pretend. People? Just to trick me, because again, it was all optics. It's all optics in terms of he wants to send Winky away, so that way it looks like he's really upset about anything out of order, anything that seems like related to dark arts, or just anything he doesn't want to be associated with it whatsoever.
Right.
But it's too dangerous to let his house elf go with all those secrets,
all the knowledge. Yeah.
So it makes me think that like it's possible that he sort of said, "I am. If ever I say to you that you are." Like banished, or I give you clothes, or whatever it is, then that doesn't mean that you're out of my service, or that you're allowed to give up my secrets, or whatever,
I think they know. I think she says that you never will. And
she says she never will. Yeah. She would never tell on him, or she would never whatever, but
that's crazy to me. 'Cause here we have Winky, who's still super, like alleged to
allied. Yeah, I don't know.
To,
yeah,
sworn to.
I like alleged. I love when you come up with new words. Oh, it's so great. It's amazing.
Yeah. Loyal to Mr. Crouch.
Yeah.
And then you have Dobby. Think about Dobby for a second.
Yeah.
How is it that Dobby must have had some other family before the Malfoys? I can't explain it otherwise. How would you explain him and his attitude towards Harry and Dumbledore if he heard nothing but bad things about them in the Malfoy Manor all his life when he was a little mini baby elf?
Right. I mean, so to your point, Creature, who grew up in the Black family, right, takes on all of their personality, their opinions, and everything, and hates, Muggleborns, and is all about pure blood and everything.
But it's just because of his masters, really.
Yeah, right. It's actually a little bit of a commentary in terms of like, how kids are raised. Where are they raised? Where did they grow up? What was the religion, the culture? What were their parents' beliefs? And then, so they're almost in a way kind of children in that sense, that they grow up around all of that.
Yeah,
and
they only have that one influence, that one family to influence them.
Right.
So how did Dobby, where did he get these ideas that Dumbledore is this great man?
I don't know.
And Harry needs to be saved and protected.
That's a really good question, because I do kind of wonder, like, how did he come to that realization?
Yeah. So much so that he does the most frowned upon thing that a house elf can do, and disobey his family, his masters.
Yeah.
Right?
Willing to take the punishment so that way he could actually save Harry Potter and look out for
There must be more to it.
There has to be. Also, it's one of those things, it's another commentary on the idea that even though you grow up in that environment, there are many people who still can see that it's bad, and they know innately that it's bad. So, yeah. Because at one point, I feel like Creature...
Yeah, the idea of having a choice.
Yeah, of having a choice. So the difference between Dobby and Creature is just that. I also, though, it seems like Creature was more valued, and that they didn't abuse Creature as much in the Black family house. Like, he had great pride and was very... So maybe, again, Dobby just didn't fit in well, and he was abused, and so therefore he also knew he wasn't treated well. Yeah. And then he saw and heard how others were treating... other witches and wizards were treating each other, and just felt like, okay, this is not right.
It doesn't feel good if you're treated that way, so I don't want others to be treated that way.
Right, because again, Creature in his relationship with Regulus was very good, would do anything for him and loved Master Regulus, right? And then he just took on, again, Mrs. Black's sort of opinions of Sirius and him being cast out of the family and whatnot. So yeah, it's really complex, really interesting, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is more to Dobby's backstory. There is something else that took place. That's or like
somewhere in her notes, and she just hasn't published it yet.
Yeah. And then you also wonder too, like this is crazy, do house elves, this is going to get kind of ridiculous. This is where I think of like Marty, Tiffany's husband, who I was talking to like just on the other night. And he was kind of, he alluded to me that he's ruined the Harry Potter series for Tiffany because he's like, there's no science. There's no science in this. There's no like, and one of these situations is like the house elves. Do they reproduce? Are they married? Like, what's the,
I think it's somewhere mentioned that they're bred like,
that's not good.
Just like you have dog breeding or horse breeding.
Yeah.
And then they are sold to other families.
That's not cool. I don't like that. I think
so.
Yeah. Because I just think it'd be interesting. Man, that's, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah. Shame on wizard kind. Shame
so
on
often
them.
It's like, was it Creature or someone said, my father and or like their
family. Yeah, because he was descended from.
Passed down to.
That's what made me think that there's more to. I'd have to look into it more, maybe.
But we never heard of a house elf family in that sense. Yeah. Yeah,
because
they are more obviously more human.
Yeah. I just think about like it'd be kind of cool if like you look at all these house elves at Hogwarts. Is there like a family of them, or do they go out on dates? Do they, you know what I'm saying? Do they get each other little presents, or what's the deal?
Aww.
What's the deal? I mean, they have good social. They sing some tunes around Christmas. No clothes. Which, so who knows? I just think there needs to be some more thought behind house elves and how they,
if you want some scientific thought into the Harry Potter series, I forget which. Is it Alohomora? They did a podcast where they totally dissected the logic and science behind the desk pig.
The what?
The desk pig.
What's the desk pig?
Where Professor McGonagall turns a desk into a pig.
Okay.
And then where did that pig come from? And then it turns back, and then where does it go? Did she just kill the pig?
Holy smokes.
You can't produce food, right? What if you, made bacon out of the pig?
God, please.
Did you just conjure up food?
Please do not.
So they get really deep into that.
Let's not get that deep. I want this to still have a magical feel to me, okay?
Yes.
I don't know that now I can understand what Marty was saying, where he ruined Harry Potter by questioning the science behind everything. So, okay. Anyway, back to our chapter. So, yeah, this whole bit with Winky is very interesting. Not in the movie whatsoever. None of this is in the movie. I've said it for the last couple of chapters that we've done. I'm going to make a timeline of the Barty Crouch Junior Senior situation. I've talked about Barty Crouch Jr. and just who he is and the differences between him and the movie and the book on my YouTube channel. But I want to do a full timeline and breakdown of like, what's happening behind the scenes. Like at this point in time, when is the Imperius Curse on Crouch? When is it not? Clearly, he's here fighting it at the end of this chapter.
Right.
But I want to go back and sort of look at all those different details and everything and get some theories kind of penciled down, because it's really cool. It's a really complex sort of thought. When you first come into this, there's a lot of mystery around this, and it makes you go back and reanalyze the book from this perspective of like Voldemort's in control of everything. So anyway. Yeah. Okay, so they wrap up that little conversation. What, the bug?
It's just right. It's like, wow.
Flick it. Flick the bug. Kill that bug. I'm sorry.
No.
I will Avada Kedavra it right now.
Flick.
I will literally. It's gonna get on you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Remember the episode? By the way, does anyone on Shell Cottage Radio remember the episode where we were at my dad's house and we had the window open and all of those bugs started flying in?
But those were stink bugs.
But do you remember that though? Do you remember how big those things were?
Yes.
Some of them.
Gross.
Do you actually remember that?
I don't want to remember it, but yeah, I do.
That was insane.
It's traumatizing.
We had the bright lights on. It was outside. It was sort of like late summer, and I mean, every bug outside decided just to walk in, fly in the window.
It was a party.
It's nuts. So anyway. Okie dokie. Moving on. So after that, we kind of have like, so we have the bit with Winky. There's a really cool scene where Harry goes up to the Owry by himself. And I think someone did like an ambience video of this where it's just Harry sitting there and the owls are just flying in and out.
Yeah.
And he's just looking over at,
peaceful.
like you can see down the way is Hagrid's hut. He's in the vegetable patch. And then you have Hogwarts lit up at night and he's just staring at it.
So awesome.
From the owlery.
Because he needed a break from Ron and Hermione. They were just fighting this whole time after the incident with Winky and everything.
Right.
But yeah, also he went up there to send a package to Sirius, right? To the food that the elves gave them. And it's really mind-boggling to me that he sends a ridiculously large package that the owls almost can't carry to Sirius. Because Sirius says, I'm going to attract too much attention if I, as a dog, I'm going to steal too much food from the villagers. So you better send me like a huge package with owls over here.
Because this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that no one gets suspicious.
Yeah, it is a little sus, as the students would say. It's a little suspicious.
Yeah.
That they can barely carry it and whatnot. I gotta say, these owls are tough.
They are.
They're tough, dude. They literally, you know what I'm saying?
When I listened to the audio drama in the first book, something said there was a snowstorm around Christmas, right? And the owls that did make it to Hogwarts had to be nursed back to health by Hagrid. And I was like, what about the other owls?
They must have.
I mean,
did they fall in service? Like, good God, that's awful. No, they didn't. They just didn't. They just stopped. They just
probably had to take a break.
Detour. Yeah, they didn't make it in terms of like they didn't accomplish the mission of delivering the mail.
Okay.
So, but dang, that's kind of. J.K. Rowling just sort of just like, you know what? There's going to be. Actually, I love that about her writing. I love that she basically just kind of comes out and things are, there's frog guts. There's she gets into kind of the gross, like but it's playful at the same time.
Witchy stuff.
Yeah,
that you expect in a book full of wizards and
right. I don't think it was until
sorcery.
the movies. I don't think it was until the movies came out that my mom saw it that she was kind of like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
Because at first it's sort of like, are there names to these spells? Are there names to these spells? What do they mean? Mom was, ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so yeah, after I think just seeing him up there at the Owlery though, and that whole scene was very beautiful. From there, we get some interesting information that Madame Maxine, she's still, I hate to call her, she.
Do you think she's still? I mean, does she do it to get an advantage in the tournament?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She is only interested in Hagrid to get an advantage. She is taking advantage of him.
Right. We get evidence of that later. Because we see Hagrid digging a new veggie patch. First, I thought, is that where Mr. Crouch's bones are going to be buried later?
Probably.
But actually, well, it's not. It turns out not to be the veggie patch. It's for the lesson with the Nifflers.
Yeah, it is.
Because he digs all those
I just
holes for the gold.
I just wonder if the veggie patch stayed.
Yeah.
If it was like, why would you? Yeah.
But yeah, the holes make Madame Maxime think they have to do something underground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because later on in the chapter, right, when Cedric and Harry are walking down to meet Ludo Bagman, they discuss this, and Fleur is the one who thinks like that they must do some digging.
Right.
Well, we're like, well, where did she get that from?
Right.
Well, he's just planning his innocent lesson over. I gotta say, she is an air quote gold digger. Let's just be honest with it. Okay. She thought and by gold I mean like secrets. All right. She thought that Hagrid had the secrets and the key to this, what does Dumbledore say? Eternal glory. Is that what when he looks at the Triwizard? She wants the eternal glory. Yeah. Okay, for her school, for her champion.
Right.
And she's using Hagrid.
Yeah.
Hate to say it.
Yeah.
But she's using him. So anyway, I don't know, guys.
And good for Hagrid that he's seeing through her.
He didn't want
no.
Yeah. He's genuine.
Yeah.
He genuinely wanted to talk about how they were both half giants. And she just, and I don't blame her for not wanting to talk about that, but she could have, and kind of.
She could have handled it in a different way for sure. Like, tell him.
Also, Rita Skeeter could, also
shut up
and stop with all of her, issues that she's causing. But
talking about Rita.
Yeah.
She's causing all sorts of issues, especially for Hermione. And that's one of the reasons why Hermione's so motivated to get her.
Right.
And what she does later in the book. She gets a lot of hate mail.
She does.
And I thought it's kind of crazy that there is like zero control on what comes in and out of Hogwarts with Owlpost like that, right?
Yeah, but now I was just talking to a mom the other day for parent-teacher conferences.
Yeah.
There's like zero control of like these moms and other kids and different people on social media going after you. I mean, you couldn't report it. You can report it and you can screenshot it and stuff. But like nowadays, I think that was much harder back in the day to kind of do that. No one was really writing into the paper. You know, if they heard, you know, Ezra Kirk was in trouble because of whatever, moms weren't writing into the paper about me. Okay.
No.
Or were they? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But you like, cause I was kind of a weasel, by the way. I was a little bit of a troublemaker here and there.
Weaselby.
Weaselby. But anyway, so that I think, yeah, that's definitely like, why wasn't that flagged? Why wasn't McGonagall like, let's go after these? Like, she didn't turn it in, obviously. Hermione doesn't want to make more of an issue or whatever, but these things came through the post the same way they would come through email or social media. So, but
like physical goods that really can hurt their students.
Okay, now that was nuts. Yeah. That is something, dang, that's interesting. Did anybody ever try to send Dumbledore a package?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we know Slughorn later on has like the gift that's poisoned and all that kind of stuff. But like, did Voldemort ever try to send in a hex or a curse? Just Owlpost, take him out.
Well, that would seem kind of desperate. Not really.
Not his style, but I mean, somebody who wants to serve the Dark Lord and says, "Look, I'm going to take Dumbledore out, dude." And so they get their little like their little owl.
Yeah, especially when all this hate is spread through the Ministry and the Prophet later.
Yeah.
When, you know, Dumbledore is a liar, Harry's a liar.
Well, think about the first Wizarding War or the second or whatever, like where you had all these different issues going on with Death Eaters and they're attacking people and terrorizing people. Did they terrorize through the post? You know, did the owls have to? Did they speak to the owls? Was there someone like Newt Scamander who spoke to the owls and said, "Listen, if we detect any illegal spell work wrapped up into these envelopes, we need to, you know what I'm saying? Is there a policy? There's some sort of procedure? Be crazy." Sorry, Ez likes to think about this.
No, there has to be some sort of safety measurements.
I love the idea of a little owl just saluting and saying, "Got it." You know, the owl's like, "Understand it," and the owl's just like, they're on guard, right? Because you know how they talk about in this book series, how Hedwig will she has an attitude sometimes, and she's not really.
They seem more intelligent than we think owls are.
Yeah, so there goes the bug. By the way, just keeping an eye on. We're keeping an eye on Rita. Right. This is the episode in which Rita literally shows up in our podcast. Anyway, so it was terrible that she got all those different letters and had to deal with that. So she misses class. She misses several classes. And then we end up down in, she misses herbology, but then we get to Care of Magical Creatures with the Nifflers. And this is where Ron is so stoked that his is doing such a good job.
Yeah, good for him.
And I wonder if it's like the Niffler and its, let's say, owner or whatever, like have a bond or relationship, you know what I mean? And that they can connect in some way. And it really realized how desperate Ron also wanted to win.
Goal.
Yeah. It was even more like, okay.
I feel like
you want me to show off and flex here? This Niffler is just sort of like, all right, let's go.
Right. And I can just imagine Ron egging it on and clapping, cheering,
and getting excited.
Stuff out of the ground. Yeah.
So anyway, but the Niffler, though, we find out that the gold is leprechaun gold.
Right. Hagrid doesn't have a bunch of gold to go away. So.
Sucks.
And he also catches crab oil.
Trying to take it. Yeah. And it disappears. And this is kind of sad. You know, it's so weird because Harry doesn't even realize it. He didn't even realize that.
He didn't mean to.
No, he didn't mean to at all. Ron tries to pay him back in leprechaun gold. This is back at the Quidditch World Cup. Ron doesn't realize that it's going to disappear. He feels good because he paid, he won something awesome. Right. Now he can pay him off. Right. And then lo and behold, that's not the case. Yeah. So that would make you feel bad. And then he has this line where he's like, "I hate being poor." No. And I think a lot of us can relate. So anyway, just
it is sad. But then at the same time, he doesn't reflect on it from Harry's point of view. Harry doesn't have parents or family really. So it's always this, Ron has this wealth in terms of family and siblings and warmth and a home that Harry doesn't have, but he doesn't have the monetary wealth that gives you freedom, right? For experiences, basically. And then Molly and Arthur probably had to say no so many times to the kids.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good. But then Harry has all this gold now all of a sudden. Even though Harry can relate to being poor, he didn't have anything. The Dursleys didn't know about that secret wealth that Lily and James had.
Right.
So he didn't have anything to spend. He just was... Petunia, their birthday presents were an old sock.
Yeah, sock.
A hanger.
Nuts.
Clothes hanger. Something like that.
Yeah. It is. It's really bad.
So Harry does know what it feels like.
Yeah, it's interesting that when he finds out that he has a lot of money, that he doesn't actually capitalize on that and turn into, I don't know, he doesn't go crazy.
No, it probably helped him not having it all his life.
Yeah, I guess so. He learned to live without it, and he has.
He did go a little bit crazy. He had that one moment. He wanted to. I think Hagrid kept him or helped him not to buy a golden cauldron.
Okay.
Because in Diagon Alley they have like all sorts of cauldrons, and he just wants one made out of gold.
Oh, really?
Hagrid's like, nah, it says pewter.
Oh, okay.
And then he on the train he buys everything, like all the sweets, right?
Right.
So and then I love that line though. He had never had anything to share with other people, and he's so happy to share it with Ron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
really cool.
For Harry, it emphasizes not like, oh, I'm so wealthy, I can get all this stuff for myself, but also now I'm wealthy, I can share things. And I think that's the most valuable thing about having money is that you can share stuff that you want to share, right? Mm-hmm. You don't feel like, oh, you have to hang on to every little thing, food, penny that you get, but you feel like, no, I can actually share all this and not be in a fight or flight mode, survival mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. And actually, I think, Hermione is, her parents are dentists, and so they're doing well.
I think so too, yeah.
She's doing fine.
She's an only child.
Upper middle class, and so she can share her wealth a little bit, and her presents are really nice and things.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, and kind of moving into Hermione and how kind she is and how close she is with the Weasleys and Harry and everything, these articles sort of hurt twofold because we find out that Molly Weasley also was reading these.
I know.
And that is sad.
That was so sad.
As you put in your notes here, Hermione only gets a tiny Easter egg from Mrs. Weasley, which lets her know that, like, okay, whether it was subconscious or she meant to, or it was a little signal that, like, hey, I'm not proud of you because I'm reading Rita Skeeter.
She thought she's playing with Harry and trying to get with Crumb and the enemy. I don't know.
It's interesting, too, because now you look at, like, consider your sources and what people are doing to get clicks and some of the propaganda that we have going on in media and all these different things. It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. You don't know what to believe anymore.
You don't. Yeah, you really don't. I think Lottie's tired of me kind of being like, well, this conspiracy's happening. This conspiracy's happening. It's like, oh, where are the sources on that? Well, what do you mean sources?
But either source, you don't know if you can believe either of them.
No. I know it's gotten a little crazy out there. So, but I think it's kind of interesting because in this situation, we all really trust Molly Weasley. We know who she is,
right?
And I think when it's interesting, right? When you don't read Rita Skeeter and you just take Hermione as she is, if you're Molly, you know her. When you step back and you say, I know her,
right?
But when it was really interesting to see she's influenced by the Skeeter column. But when she steps back away from that, I think she would say to herself, I know her.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not who she is.
Yeah.
But it shows you how quick and how easily we can all get caught up in journalism like that, or just so that's a gossip journalistic column. But again, it sort of spreads further in terms of just like we can get kind of carried away by the stuff we read about, and then when we stop and we look around in our local setting, we're sort of like, that's not happening. Like we start to check it a little bit. I'm not saying to completely, everyone's like, all of a sudden people are like, oh, Ez is trying to tell us to not watch any news or any media. No. It's simply just having some critical thinking skills, just being critical thinkers and then stepping back and checking your own reality and checking the person across from you and saying, people around you and talking to people.
Right.
That's the other thing, talking to people and having your own experiences and life experiences versus experiencing all of it through the news or the media or whatever.
True.
So, yeah.
That is a good point.
Just it's about the only time I can really bring up a topic like that. That would be through the Rita Skeeter column. But okay. We already talked about Fleur kind of thinking things are, what did she say? She said tunnels under the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She said that she was thinking about underground tunnels for the third task. And again, this is all.
That's when they get to
Ludo.
Right. Yeah. All the champions are called down to the Quidditch pitch, and Fleur, I think she's so much nicer to Harry now. So she talks to, I think, Harry and Cedric about it. I think there's something interesting, though, when Ludo explains the task to them. He mentions something that made me think, and I want your opinion on this. So he says whoever touches, so he explains the maze and everything, and whoever touches the Triwizard Cup first receives full marks. That made me wonder, does that mean you could even win without getting to the cup first if you only receive full marks for this task? But if you're, let's say Fleur is last and her points are very low, and I don't know, is there a possibility that you can win without getting the cup first?
No, I think it's just, again, the points gave you an advantage, like just a starting advantage, right? So you get a head start. And
full marks just sounds like you get full points.
Yeah, for sure. But
there's probably, it's like probably like catching the snitch. You get 150 points while scoring a goal is like 10. So
I think even
there's no way you can't win.
I think even in the book, when they introduce this in the next couple of chapters here, they say all of our champions have an equal like there's still a chance for all of them. No one's completely out of the runnings.
Right.
And that's just because, again, they all get to participate in the third task unless they completely withdrew from the tournament.
Yeah.
But actually,
obviously you can't do that.
Can't do that.
Otherwise, Harry would have done that.
Binding contract had to, right? So you did link you linked a really interesting stack exchange here, which I thought was
the second question. Yeah.
Kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. What is it? Yeah.
The second question was, why was Harry considered the winner of the Triwizard Tournament, the sole winner? Because we know he and Hagrid. Why? I think this has been a thing that I keep saying Hagrid for different characters on this podcast.
Harry and Fleur.
What?
Harry and Hagrid.
No, Harry and Cedric. We know that Harry and Cedric touched the cup at the same time. So why is it Harry who is the only winner? Why is there not an equal sharing of the gold, at least with Cedric's family?
Because no one else knows really what happened. Cornelius Fudge would not allow an investigation into the death of Cedric Diggory. So they don't believe the story that he and Cedric took the cup at the same time. And now, how did they, again, an investigation would say, wait, how did they both end up, right, like falling out at the start, right? There was a port, it was a port key that would take you essentially to.
Was it originally supposed to be a port key that takes you out of the maze? Like, how would they have?
Great point.
How could they tell who's the winner? Was that the original?
I don't know. That's a great.
I mean, it makes sense, right? That's how you tell. Okay, the winner is, and they just appear in front of the audience. But it being a port key back to the Quidditch pitch, the entrance.
Entrance of the maze.
Yeah.
That's a really great question. I'm gonna go back, and when we listen to that chapter, we're gonna have to think and see, did they intentionally set it up that way? Because again,
we'll have to come back to that discussion when we read the chapter.
Because Crudy definitely changes it. He wants the port key to go to the Riddle sort of graveside, and he's successful in that. But again, back to my point, just real briefly. Cornelius Fudge did not want an investigation. He doesn't believe the story that he was killed by Avada Kedavra. And he believes it's just an accident, some fluke thing in the Triwizard Tournament. Kids die in this. Yeah. Too bad. Yeah. Whatever. And then it's so nuts. It's so nuts that Amos Diggory is there. He works for the ministry, and we're not going to investigate. Right. It's wild.
Right.
Absolutely wild. But, and again, I think people might have not thought this was like believable at the time. Look at the day and age we live in.
I know.
Government's not going to investigate something. Yep, government don't investigate everything. You know what I mean? Government don't want to deal with it.
How did Amos go to work every day thinking, like, what happened to my son? I want the truth, right?
I want the truth. Well, so all they would have had to do is literally check the spells from Harry's wand, Veritaserum, Legilimency, just to see if he's telling the truth. Any of those things. Pull a memory from him, extract a memory.
So many tools that they could use.
So many.
And they don't want to.
They choose not to do it. They will not. And instead, they call Harry Potter the boy who lies. Yeah. So there's that. Great question, though. Yeah, how do we know that we actually won the tournament? So, okay, moving on a little bit. So after that, Crumb wants to kind of have a little private talk with Harry, and basically, hey, are you dating Hermione? Got to know right now. Tell me straight up. And
they went all the way over to the forest just to clarify that.
Well, because Crumb is probably sensing too, like, hey, how did somebody pick up on my conversation?
Maybe,
with Hermione.
Oh yeah, he must have had the same thought.
Same thought, yeah. Which is weird because they're having these private, conversations and saying things that he knows where he said it and he's reading about it in the paper. He's wondering if Hogwarts itself is bugged, and sure enough, it is.
If he knows what that is,
right? But he walks over and they're all good. Once he finds out that, hey, you're not after Hermione, okay, cool, so I have a fair shot here.
Yeah, and I think they even
they bond.
They like each other.
They like each other. They bond. He ends up complimenting him on his flying, and it's like, oh wow, okay. Potter's like, yeah, I'm a pretty good flyer, aren't I? So, Now, as that is happening, though, we have some craziness. We have Barty Crouch Senior comes walking out of the Forbidden Forest, and he's gone mad. He's gone crazy. Or he's facing the tree, talking to Percy. He thinks he's talking to Percy, and he's going in and out of this standard orders that he's giving to Percy to do mindless sort of tasks into I need to tell Dumbledore, whereas it's all my fault, right? And he's so panicky or whatever. And Harry and Viktor Crumb see this, and it's wild. And he keeps grabbing Harry and trying to tell him something sincerely, and he's like, sir, wait, I'll get Dumbledore. And
he knows he doesn't have time because they are witnessing him fighting the Imperius Curse.
Yep.
And they don't know how dire the situation is in this case.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy, though, that what really does it is that Mad-Eye Moody has the Marauders map. Is that right? He does.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so fake Moody has the Marauders map. That's how he sees his father enter back onto the grounds.
Yeah.
I do wonder if this is you think about those extra scenes that we might get in the HBO series, if that Voldemort realized that he was fighting the curse, or did someone realize that he had broke away, and does he somehow signal or communicate secretly with Barty Crouch Jr. to say, be on the lookout? We've lost him. Barty Crouch Senior has broken away.
Senior the whole time was at home controlled by Voldemort.
Yeah. How did he get away?
And then he had to probably just apparate. And where did he go? He can't apparate on Hogwarts grounds.
Right, so he apparated outside of it in
probably
the Forbidden Forest.
I think the forest is outside of the Hogwarts grounds.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah. So he apparates in there, and then he tries to make his way in. But somehow, it's just, was it coincidence that Barty Crouch Jr. is just looking at the map in time? Was he? I think it's more likely he was warned by Voldemort or Peter Pettigrew that something is happening. Be on the lookout. So he sees his father there. He makes his way down. The only flaw in his plan here, and Dumbledore could have checked this, was that he said he got this information from Snape.
When he suddenly showed up. Yep.
Right. It's how did he know about it?
Right.
Well, Snape said something about it.
Right. And he must have seen on the map, Snape was talking to Harry and Dumbledore. Therefore, it's a good way for me to say Snape told me, because Snape knows about it.
Right. Exactly. And he sees Harry Potter with his father running back up to the castle, right? Snape intercepts him. So then he makes his way down. He's still checking the map and realizes, okay, Snape kind of headed him off, but then Dumbledore's there. So he's there he then goes and makes the kill in between all of that, makes a quick, right?
Must have, yeah.
Kills him, transfigures him into a bone.
Yeah.
Buries him.
Crumb
all of
got
it.
lucky that he
stuns Crumb.
He just stunned him. Then killed his father, buried the bone, or transfigured him into bone, buried that bone. No one knows what happened to the bone.
Bone's still there, as far as we know. Still there. So he's buried. I think
Such a crazy thing. I mean, movie watchers, their minds are probably going to be blown once they see the show, and then if they include all that in the show.
I hope they do. I really hope they do. I think it would be...
They need to. They know they need to.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. It would also be really interesting to see how they do Mad Eye Moody and his eye and who's going to be cast for that. And there's some really cool things in the show that are going to be a lot of fun, I think, to discuss.
Yeah.
But, and also I wondered too, Dumbledore knows that when he goes and he sees Viktor Krum has been stunned, he can tell he's been stunned, so they go and get Karkaroff. But also, if the killing happened right there, if Barty Crouch Jr., fake Moody, killed his father right there in the moment, Dumbledore says magic leaves traces.
Oh, yeah.
So Dumbledore is completely off his rocker right now. He is thrown. He doesn't realize that fake Moody is there. He's not using legilimency, apparently, on fake Moody, or fake Moody was really good at occlumency or something. He's not recognizing these residual traces of magic to further investigate.
Good point.
And it's probably because, again, he's dealing with, you've got Karkaroff.
I mean, it's unexpected. He just got called down there. And
it's unexpected, and he has the tournament.
Guard.
He has the tournament. He's entertaining different guests, and he has a lot of different things kind of going on. But, and I think, too, even after Prisoner of Azkaban, he realizes he feels more secure and safer, I guess, because Sirius Black was not the killer they all thought. He's innocent. He still believes there's going to be years before Voldemort returns. Little does he know. I mean, again, he has
an idea that something's...
Yeah, he does. He has to because Trelawney basically had the prophecy where she said that Peter Pettigrew would return to the Dark Lord that night, and he does. So again, it is interesting. He just seems to be shook a little bit.
Absolutely, because if you see it from his perspective, he's so specific about instructions to get Harry to Gryffindor Common Room safely with Hagrid. He trusts Hagrid with his life, and he knows Hagrid can protect him, because so many times he leaves Harry in Hagrid's protections. It starts with the very first book, very first scene. Right? It's almost like Hagrid is Harry's little guardian, protector.
Right.
And I love that. And Dumbledore doesn't know yet what's going on, because he knows that the Death Eater spy is somewhere out there tonight. And maybe even Voldemort himself. He doesn't know how, what's going on. It could have been, right? He knows that
it's fishy.
Something with the Dark Lord is going on.
Because
and he doesn't know if it... I mean, he doesn't know the full plan. He doesn't know that it needs to be at the end of the tournament. So with all this happening, it could have been a possibility for Voldemort to be on the grounds again. I mean, we remember in the first book, he was in the Forbidden Forest.
He was. He was in the castle.
Eye to eye with Harry. Yeah, Sirius Black got into the castle. So clearly the safety measures are... You think Hogwarts is this super safe place, right? It's safer than Gringotts almost. Maybe. We don't know. But then things keep happening at Hogwarts.
Right. They often say it's the safest place because Albus Dumbledore is there. And yes, that's true for the most part, but he has been distracted every single book. He's been moved away. Now, sometimes I think intentionally, like in the first one, letting things sort of play out, knowing that Harry has protections and that he's put these, bond of blood charm and different things on Harry that actually protect him. And he doesn't realize that because think about that. Voldemort's whole plan is to break the bond of blood in this very, very book.
Yeah.
He wants to break that protection because he realized, I can't even touch him. Right. And so Dumbledore knew that. He understood that he was protected at home. And I should say Lily Potter's blood sacrifice. The bond of blood is more Aunt Petunia's protection.
Yeah.
But still, he wants to break that protection that Lily has by taking his blood into him and reanimating himself. And so he's going to do that at the end of this book. He's going to be able to touch him again, which means he could harm him in some ways. So Dumbledore just is, he's I feel like this is where things really fall apart. And in one of the books I've read, there's I think it's Irving writes the Dumbledore book. There's a Dumbledore book that's published, I think, through MuggleNet and things like that. And in that, they kind of suggest that his relationship with Snape was very strained because Snape felt betrayed by Dumbledore because he didn't believe him. He sided with Sirius Black. He's not given all these details and information. And he has all this unresolved. He was attacked by Harry Potter. All these things. And then Cornelius Fudge is trying to thank him for it and everything and give him some of these honorifics. And then Dumbledore is sort of takes that all away from Snape. And so now when he needs Snape the most, he's really just he's not there. So kind of sucks. But anyway, that's sort of the end of the chapter. I mean, we kind of have this mystery as to where he goes, what happens, and Dumbledore just sends Harry away safely and gets Karkaroff, and there we go. That's pretty much it. So.
And as a wrap up of the chapter, we see the divide is already happening that Dumbledore at all costs wants to prevent. I think the whole tournament was supposed to be bringing different nations, different schools together. But we see not only Hagrid and others too. Hagrid is fed up with the foreigners, right? Because he's mad at Harry that he would go with Krum to the Forbidden Forest. His relationship with Madame Maxime is kind of broken, and he's unfortunately the tournament seems to divide the different nations and schools more than bringing them together at this point. But I think in a long term, Dumbledore's mission was accomplished. Fleur is still there for them. Viktor is still there. I know, yeah.
And so it actually ended up working the way he wanted to. But at the time, it does seem very, very strained. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, friends. Well, Lucas is waking up, and so it is just in time for us to wrap up this episode. Glad to be back. Love you guys. Appreciate you. That's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in to Shell Cottage Radio 94.7 COZY. We hope you're going to join us in the future. We thoroughly enjoy meeting new positive Potter people that don't behave like babbling, bumbling bands of baboons. So, if you don't want to miss out on the next episode, then be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review and follow over on social media at Fleur and Bill.
If you truly enjoy our content, consider supporting our growing Wizarding family on Patreon or Apple Premium. You will find all the links down below. And thank you so much to all our current patrons. We appreciate you to Luna and back. On our next reread episode, we will discuss Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Chapter 29, The Dream. So make sure you tune back in next time. And until then, have a great rest of your week, 2 weeks, month,
2 weeks.
We'll see. Sorry about that quick wrap up, but we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We love you guys, and we'll be back very, very soon. Thanks so much for joining us in our Shell Cottage today. And we know it's not much, but it's home.
And P.S. friends, also just don't forget, we also are uploading the video version of the podcast over on Spotify, and we would love for some of you to go check that out, subscribe over to Spotify, and leave us a review there. It really does help the podcast. We're hoping, we're now hosting on Spotify, and we're hoping that we can increase our ad revenue over there and increase the experience by uploading the video version for all of our previous episodes, as well as all new episodes coming out. So again, thanks so much. We appreciate you.
Knox.